Yes, we want to say welcome to newspaper headlines. We've been joined by Honorable Tony Uche Ezekwelu, President Ohaneze Ndibo Youth Wing. I want to say welcome to newspaper review.
Please, former President Ohaneze Ndibo Youth Wing, and presently the Deputy Secretary of Ohaneze Ndibo, Anambra State.
Okay. So, see with Ohaneze Ndibo. No. Now to begin, let's start with the ABS website. And what do we have there? Army engineers to partner Anambra government in training road maintenance workers. Anambra government spends over 7 billion naira on community infrastructural development. We also have bill for control of movement of livestock scale second reading in Anambra State House of Assembly. So which one are you interested in taking on?
I think maybe the bill for control movement of livestock.
Okay. That is trending now.
Yeah. You know, in some places they call it anti-open grazing bill and whatever. But the key thing is that there's need in Anambra State, in all Nigeria, in the modern society, for there to be restriction or control of the way we move livestock about. Actually, if you go to most countries that are the highest producers of livestock of any type, you will see that the ranching is the key thing. In fact, a friend of mine that came back from the United States of America with his family sometime last year, and the family, the eldest was about 21 years of age, and I just finished university. When they came back, they came around to Oka in the evening. By the time they saw cows moving, they came and started shouting, hey, what's this? Somebody was asking, what's this? They've never seen cows in their lives. Apart from the eldest, they have seen cows once when they went on an excursion in the ranch. The other ones that are between the ages of 17, 15, 13, and 5 years have never seen cows before in their lives, or goat or sheep. Like these things, if you don't control the movement of livestock, there are a lot of things that you lose in the process. First and foremost, livestock carries some diseases with them.
Well, we might not have a lot of time to really go into such details. But the important thing is Anambra State government. The
House of Assembly is now moving to do the right thing, and they should expedite action on that, because it is too risky and too dangerous to allow, especially cows and the moving along our roads and all that.
The same thing happened in Benue, and that actually involved or rather generated
problems that having now.
Are you thinking that it will not happen like that in Anambra State?
No. The issue is that, first of all, you look at the law itself. What are the contents of the law? Like that of Benue, first and foremost, before it was done, they waited for that to be crashed before they did their own. There's no crash Anambra State as well. So they have not been. Okay. So we're not doing it under any compulsion. It's not been done under any a crisis situation. Not done under with any kind of form of venom or anger. Okay. It's done in the conducive atmosphere where everybody is reasoning. I know what by the time it gets to the third reason, they will do what's called public. They will after they soon do a public hearings on this. People come bring in your opinion. They will do it in such a way that it will meet the international best practices. Okay. And when that is done, you see that no crisis.
Okay, so, we now move to the first paper here. We have a Sun newspaper. Money.
All right, a lot of stories making the headlines on the Sun newspapers. The first story we are taking, the banner headline there, we are committed to democracy. That's coming from military. With the rider there, Senate summons Army Chief IGP over Dapchi. Then down the line, we have 6 soldiers, 4 policemen. 6 soldiers, 4 policemen killed in RAN attack. That's coming from CP. Senate probes Adamu over alleged plot to sack Saraki Ekweremadu. With the right, I'm not after his seat, ex-Nasarawa governor. I've not been officially notified of Buhari's visit to Rivers. This is coming from Uche. Then we have a headline up there on the Daily Sun. Governor Omahe orders arrest of Deputy Chief of Staff, other appointees. Let's take it from here.
Okay, you take the banner headline, hopefully.
Yeah.
Committed to democracy, the military. Why Senate summons Army Chief, IGP, over Dapchi?
Yeah, the issue of Dapchi can never be overflogged, overemphasized. It's a national disgrace, national embarrassment that come after what happened in Chibok, that we still have the center representing itself in Dapchi, where they're supposed to have been both the soldiers and the police guiding and guarding the society. You know, for people to take about 110 girls, it means that they have to come with buses or big lorries or trucks. And for us to have heard that they came in the small trucks and all those things to cut away that number of girls, I mean, it's quite ridiculous. And I think, to me, the pressure by some civil society groups and religious groups and even the National Assembly for the IGP and the Chief of Army to resign, I think it's going in the right direction. If it were in a Senate society environment, they wouldn't need anybody to call them to resign. See what happened in the United States of America. When somebody is accused of failing on his duty, the person quietly resigns on his own.
Honorably.
You know, honorably. So we don't need, but that's why we used to ask, what exactly is it that most appointees or officers see in that seat that they want to die there? No, that's the problem. Even when they have
that's where the big question
incompetent.
comes.
Yeah, that's where the question is.
Really.
So I see there is no reason why. In fact, when during the time of President Jonathan, when there was the issue of high-handedness on the army on some of the northern states, the Jonathan had to. There was a cry for General Ejurika to resign, or for Jonathan promptly told him, okay, stay aside. They get another person on board.
And then,
so here you see somebody that have been indicted of incompetence, of corruption and others. The person will keep fighting, even turn into ethnic war. In the time of Magu and others, you know, it's not good. You know. I think in this country, we should find a way of making public office and appointment less attractive. If we can bring corruption to the various levels that people depend on their salaries, I mean, this is have to stop.
Okay. Daily Times.
Okay, I have the Daily Times. The banner headline, Daily Times today says, Senate accuses Senator Adamu of plotting to remove Saraki. And then here I have this ones that say, International Women's Day. We have failed Nigerian women, and it's coming from Secondus Estate Chairman of PDP. Hope this is not a ploy. Okay, and then e-payment post-transaction hit 1.4 trillion naira in 1 year. Okay, but let's come down here and see this one that I said, alleged certificate forgery. Court case request for AGF, IGP to prosecute Andy Oba. Let's say that's all we'll take from Daily Times this morning.
Okay, let's say who is calling us. Hello. Hello. Anybody home?
Okay. Tony, recently Senator Adamu was suspended from the Senate for, playing some games that were not very comfortable with the senators. Okay. And now they are accusing him of plotting to remove Senator Saraki, the Senate President.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the beauty of democracy is that everybody must not be on the same page. You know, if somebody if Adamu feels that the Senate President is not doing what he should go, he should move and convince the senators. If they can get the right number of votes, the signature, they impeach him. It's not wrong for him to plot to remove the Senate President. So in democracy, there's nothing wrong about it. So my own is that in Nigeria, it's always, we are always dictatorial in the way we do our things. The issue is if what we're doing is illegal, that is when it becomes an issue. But if it's not illegal, that you don't feel that the person is leading you right and you want the person out, I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's not a reason for either to suspend or to punish somebody.
Okay, we'll take the next paper. Daily Independent. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Here on Daily Independent, we have UK plans £700,000 prison for Lagos to send Nigerian prisoners home. UK plans £700,000 prison for Lagos to send Nigerian prisoners home. I wonder what that means. We have down here, FGD's rep says no going back on Ajokuta plans concession. And still down there, we have your visit to Rivers can't revive ailing APC, Uche tells Buhari. And Adamu faces probe over plot to destabilize Senate. Says, I'm not after Saraki. He's like a son to me. That's coming from Adamu. We've seen it in the other paper. Now, CCT adjourns Saraki's trial indefinitely. Up here, we have Senate summons Burutai Idris over Dapchi girl's abduction. All right, pick anyone.
But it's like taking the Dapchi already. So,
Headline.
It's okay. £700,000 prison. Well and good. And you see, at times we used to think that these white people, the West love us, you know. And when they came here earlier to colonize this place, they first of all came with the Bible. Was telling us, and they hid their gun beside. And before we know what happened, they used their gun to now force us to convert to their own. They started plundering our land and stealing everything we have here, you know. And you know, and this time around, by the time they now made a very bad foundation for Nigeria, in such a way that Nigeria now is unstable, socio-politically and economically. Most of our people now have to run around the whole world to look for how to survive greener pastures in their place. And in the end, they now end up in crimes and and stay in their prisons. And they now this time around, they want to repatriate them back to Nigeria to come and continue in the prison to suffer. I think if Britain wants to help Nigeria, Britain should invest in Nigeria in area. They should bring foreign direct investment that will give jobs to our youths, not to come and build prisons here.
Exactly.
We need to
our youth so that they stop going out.
Yeah, we need to decongest our prisons.
Okay, that's just it. Let's take a short break here. We're going to come back to really conclude on the newspaper headlines.
Jehovah Jireh, my provider, Chimamanda. Jehovah Nisi, my healer, Chimamanda.
N'eziokwu o meleme Chianya Amanda nata ụbọchị Saturday abalị 17 nke ọnwa March 2018 ka a ga-edu His Excellency Chief Willie Mmadụ Abrochukwu Obianọ, Executive Governor Anambra State n'iyi ọlụ ka ọ nọrọkwa n'ọchịchị nke ugbo abụọ. N'ihi nke a, sonyere nde kwuru nde ụmụafọ Anambra State nakwa ndị na-echere anyị ezigbo echiche isi His Excellency congratulations. N'ime nke a, ABS keptere ohere pụrụ iche nyere gị maka imie na redio na TV. Anyị wepụtara akwụkwọ request card ị ga-eji mee nke a. Na redio naanị ihe oge ewe gị bụ 1,000 naira, 1,000 naira, na TV 3,000 naira, 1,000 naira atọ. Anyị jizi ohere a wee na-akpọ ndị eze ọdịnala, ndị President General, ndị ndu otu ahịa dịgasị iche iche nakwa otu dị iche iche, otu kwụrụ onwe ha anọghị na gọọmenti, ụmụ akwụkwọ, ndị ntorobịa, ndị ọkammụta, ụmụafọ Anambra State ọnọdụ nọ n'ọpụrụ ụzọ ije nakwa ezigbote ụmụafọ ala anyị bụ Nigeria ka anyị were ohere ọma ABS kepụtare wee sị Gọvanọ Willie Obianọ, His Excellency nwoke dị mma na-alụ ọlụ, akpọkuo dike global, jisi ike n'ọlụ. Lọta na Igbo na-ekwu okwu sị na-eto dike na nke o mere ome ọzọ, ọ chịrị mma ga-achị n'ọzọ. Anyị na-asị akpọkuo dike global, chile anyị gaba o.
Yes, we are still trying to welcome you back to continue with the newspaper headlines. And we want to go over to Guardian newspaper now. And we are still in the house with Tony, Uche, Ezekwelu. We are going to review the Guardian newspaper now. Now, the Guardian newspaper says, Aisha Buhari, UN scribe, orders demand rescue of Dapchi girls. With the rider, National Assembly revisit bills on gender opportunity as women celebrate International Women's Day. Another one there says, revisit state police. Just Monarch tells president. So which one are you taking now?
I'll do the two briefly.
Together. Okay.
Yeah, on the issue of the Dapchi girls, I'll touch a bit about it. I've said that Mr. President should, as a matter of fact, declare proper state of emergency on those key affected states in the Northeast. You know, the type that President Goodluck Jonathan did during the time the thing started in Borno. A situation whereby the military, the governor can still be in place, and then why the police and the military took over every extent, and they actually give a real hit on this Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen militia, because we must have to combine the two of them together and uproot them for this country to move forward. Then coming down to the other
revisit state police.
Yeah, the state police. It's long overdue. We need to have state police, and then the police, and then also municipal police, as is done in the West where we land from. Okay. The federal police being in charge of the certain level. The Constitution delineates duties for all these strata of police, and if we have it that way, you see that all these things will be a thing of the past.
A thing of the past. Now let's go to Punch newspaper.
Punch newspaper weekly, we have the banner headlines. Reps to Buhari order IG to enforce Benue anti-open grazing law. With a long ride that I said, I have received about 700 calls since Monday alone. People are telling me that they are willing to defend themselves. I have to keep pleading with them. And this one is coming from the reps of Benue State. Let's say that's all we'll take because of time.
Okay.
Yeah, I see no reason why the police and the federal government should be selective on implementation of laws. Each case of Benue is an unfortunate situation. There should be a law has been passed in line with the Constitution of Nigeria. The law must have to be enforced. Then, if anybody feels the law is not in order, the person can challenge it in court. That's the civilized society how it is done. You cannot come and insist on taking somebody's land and somebody's property and by force. And if the person says no, you start killing the person. It's quite inhuman and unfortunate and unfair. And the position of Ohanes is very clear on this matter, that cattle running is a personal business. And everybody should treat it as a personal business.
Yes, I was actually going to take that, but because of
you
time.
go on your own place, buy the land, do your ranching, then buy grass from all that own the land and the farms.
Okay.
And that's
we have less than 1 minute to go. Let's go to the Nation newspaper. The banner headline talks about the Dapchi girls, which we've already discussed. At the extreme top, we have Buhari, who end cycle of violence. Buhari is now talking. So what do you think? Is it a wishful thinking, or is it going to...
No, the issue, if the Mr. President is very serious about it, Mr. President had the capacity of doing it. Everybody, most of the times, you see, the reason why most people supported and voted for him is because they believe that he can end the insecurity in the Northeast Nigeria and the Nigeria across.
And why do you think he doesn't want to do it, or he has not done it before now?
Well, I think it's best known to him. I wouldn't go into his mind to tell, but whatever the reason, I think it's time he stand up and say no, and then say no, all these things will stop.
Exactly. Well, we thank you so much, Honorable Tony Uche Ezekwelu, Secretary or
Deputy Secretary.
Deputy Secretary, okay. Deputy Secretary Ohanes Ndibu, Youth Wing.
No,
okay.
Parent body.
Okay, thank you so much for
He has graduated from the Youth Wing to the parent body.
Okay, to the parent body.
Yes.
Sip your tea, right?
Thank you so much, and God bless you. Yeah, it's very, I think the first time I'm here enjoying this, it's an improvement. ABS, well done to you, and I think you are doing wonderfully well. But please, next time I come out, I'll prepare coffee.
All right, then.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming.
Joining us on these newspaper headlines. Stand by as we go into the discussion segment on the other side of 8. Thank you.